This was my best work trip so far. And I've been doing this for 3 years. Yeah, this is my best one. And I think this is how I prepared in advance to make it that way. Hello, if you would like to see how I made this my best work trip ever, follow along. Hey guys, welcome back. This was my best work trip so far. And I've been doing this for 3 years. Yeah, this is my best one. And I think this is how I prepared in advance to make it that way. If you are new here, hi, welcome, glad to have you. I'm Leah. I am a full-time working mom and I am multi-passionate, and I'm trying to make all those passions happen. This is my little corner of the internet where I'm trying to absolutely love the life that I have while I'm striving for the life that I want. So if you don't know, I'm a physician. I'm a maternal fetal medicine specialist. I focus on high-risk pregnancies. That gives me the option to be able to do most of my work remotely, where I read ultrasounds, I do consults via Zoom, and then quarterly, or about 4 times a year, I come to the location that I serve and I do my call week. And so that means that I'm doing admissions, I'm consulting on patients who are in the hospital, I'm taking phone calls from outside doctors, I'm reading ultrasounds that were not scheduled for clinic, all while additionally doing my clinic week. So as you can imagine, this can become pretty stressful. Add on to that, leaving my family for a week, and that by itself can be really emotionally and logistically draining. So this time, my call week fell on during my soft September, and I said, you know what? How can I make this the softest, easiest, best call week that I've had? I had some ideas. Some of the habits from my soft September I was able to carry through, and some of them I didn't, but I feel like it still kind of came together. Some of it was logistics, some of it was mindset, and I'm gonna share it with you. All right, so first, I think one of the biggest things was preparing for food. I knew that I was trying to focus on making sure I got enough protein during the day, and a lot of times eating out, really, there's too much sodium. If I have too much salt, I puff up, I'm tired, I'm cranky. It does not go well for me. And so I was like, I need to have a protein that's not gonna make me feel terrible. So what I did is, I don't even know who, I saw this on Instagram, TikTok, and I was like, I'm gonna use that. So I saw this lady prepare meal prep, but freeze it in the portions that she was gonna eat it in. Instead of having one big bag of food, she would just freeze it in portions. So what I did was I made some chicken in the slow cooker. I seasoned it just enough, added lemon, let lemon be the major flavor, broke that up, and then put it into popsicle molds. And so I froze it and then was able to individually package it. The morning of my flight, I put those individually packaged frozen chicken pops into a insulated lunchbox with an ice pack. I knew that my flight was not gonna be, an all-day affair, and if I could just keep it refrigerated, I'd be able to pop it in the fridge when I got here. And that actually worked out really nicely. So I was able to use that chicken. I bought some tortillas from the grocery store. I was able to buy like a bagged salad from the grocery store, and so I was able to have chicken tacos with salsa verde. I was able to have a chicken salad that came with its own dressing, and was able to do that. That was delicious for lunch a few days. And so I was really able to utilize that protein without having to always go out and get something that was gonna not make me feel amazing. The other thing that I did was I brought my protein powder. And so I just put it in a Ziploc bag with the scooper. And Chris got us these amazing shaker bottle water bottles. So it's a aluminum water bottle, but it has the shaker ball in the bottom. And if you take the straw out, it's waterproof. And so you can I put almond milk in there, unsweetened almond milk, put the protein scoops, shook it up, and then you just pop the straw back in and you're good to go. And so that was an amazing way for me to get that protein first thing in the morning, even if I didn't have a full plan for breakfast. So I was able to get something in me early in the day. So if you're able to prepare ahead, especially when it comes to food, especially if you're going to be gone for a long time, more than a day or two, then that really can be helpful. The last thing is that I always request of the hotel where I stay if I could have a mini fridge and a microwave, so that I don't feel like I always have to eat everything at once and that I can't store things. Has really, really made a big difference. The second thing that I did this time around was I packed a little bit more simply than usual. So as you may know, if you watched my soft September kind of initial video, is that I bought scrubs for every working day of the week. So I have 4 pairs of scrubs that I know fit me nicely, that I like the colors, and that's what I wear every day for work at home. I was like, why rock the boat? I don't need to be bringing dresses and outfits and all that stuff. I like that sometimes, but this was simple. The idea is less decisions, less prep. I don't have to iron these. They stay relatively wrinkle-free. And the more that I can simplify, the more peace that I'll have. So I just packed my scrubs, and I packed another additional day in case I had to go and do something on Friday. And it worked out perfectly. I did not overpack. Well, I think I might have had one outfit that I didn't wear. And just in case dinner outfit, I didn't go to dinner with anybody. So it worked out great. Very simple. I did not have to be thinking about what I'm going to be wearing, ironing clothes. It was so simple, and I feel like that really brought the stress level down for me significantly. So if you can have a uniform that is easy for you to wear, or even if it's not scrubs, maybe it's a certain type of shirt and pants that you are able to easily pull out, prepare, the less you have to think when you get to where you're going, the better. The other thing I recommend, if you're able to do it, is to bring a steamer with you. I do plan to wear a dress that I brought on my way home, and it's wrinkled, and I have an iron. You know, all rooms have an iron. I don't like to iron. And so the only thing that I would have done differently, and I've done actually in the past, is to bring my steamer myself. And then you're easily able to knock the wrinkles out of any clothes that you brought with you. All right, this one is a hygiene tip for anybody who stress sweats. This is not cute. This is not, you know, sexy or demure, but it was great. So if you're going somewhere hot, or if you're one who stress sweats, I got this idea from a friend of mine, and it's a great idea. I don't know why I didn't think of it before, but there is a special antibacterial soap called Hibiclens or chlorhexidine, and you can get it from the drugstore. This is not prescription by any means, but we use it as surgical scrub. If we're doing certain procedures, we use it as an antiseptic to wash the area, to decrease the amount of bacteria. And so one thing that you can do is use Hibiclens in all your foldy places. I'll leave it at that. Use it in all your foldy places. Use a little cotton sponge or a washcloth and just apply a little bit of the soap to the foldy places. Let it sit for 5 minutes before you jump in the shower and then wash it off. It decreases the amount of bacteria that cause your sweat to smell, and it worked like a charm. It was amazing. I just felt like I wasn't distracted by, oh my gosh, am I sweating? Because when I get nervous, and being away from home, being in an environment that's familiar but not completely, it's stressful. And so it was really nice to be able to not have to deal with that piece of things at all, like not at all, okay? The other thing for my sweaty sisters, my sweaty sirs, whoever you may be, is get a kind of a higher strength deodorant. Now I know there's a lot out there right now about, aluminum free, that kind of thing. I've tried that. Not only did they not work as well for me, but they irritate my skin like nobody's business. So I'm just not able to use those. But if you get something like the clinical strength deodorant or Certain Dry, the liquid roll-on, and you do the Hibiclens at night, put on the clinical strength deodorant, but not just under your arms, anywhere that you sweat. Anywhere that you sweat. And not only do you decrease the bacteria that causes your sweat to stink, you decrease your amount of sweat, and you're so fresh and so clean. So try that combo. The clinical strength deodorants is better if you put them on the night before. So if you bathe in the evening, then you can do the Hibiclens or the chlorhexidine in the deodorant. Try it, thank me later. If you've ever tried this, why are you gatekeeping? If you tried it and it worked for you, where have you been? If you're gonna try it, let me know. Comment sweat. Comment sweat below if you're gonna try it. We'll see. I mean, I'm curious. I think it was great. I think it was fantastic. All right, the last thing, which I think is probably the biggest thing, and we always say the biggest thing for last. The last thing is more of a mindset shift. So a lot of times whenever I'm on call, not only am I doing my normal clinic duties, right? I have a full schedule of clinic. I have a nurse practitioner who's also working with me, who I'm helping with her patients, and I sign all of the ultrasounds that her patients get. But I'm getting unpredictable hospital consultations. I'm getting unpredictable phone calls. I'm getting text messages. So I'm spread in a lot of different directions. And if you know me, my brain don't like that. That's just not the way that I like to work in series, not in parallel. My brain does not like to try to jump back and forth between a lot of different tasks, but that's what's required of me this week, right? And so a lot of times I would kind of spin my emotional wheels and get burned out because I'm like, either anticipating what it is that's gonna happen or just agonizing over what someone's gonna think or what someone's response will be. No, I came up with a new mantra this week, and I think it changed the game for me. And this mantra was, I am going to move with intention, but not intensity. I'll say it again. I am going to move with intention, but not intensity. I'm going to take the next best step. I'm going to do the next thing that needs to be done. If I have 3 things that are going on at the same time, I'm going to pick the most urgent, most important thing, and I'm going to just get it done. There's no agonizing, I wonder if this physician is nice. What if I call them and they're mean to me or they think that I don't know what I'm talking about? Just call them. What if I get to the end of the day and my notes aren't done? Just do the next note. Just do it. Oh man, I've got some bad news to share with these patients. What if their response is too much for me to handle? No, You've learned how to do this. You know how to give bad news. You go and do it. You offer them empathy and care. You make a plan and you share the information. What if there's traffic and I'm at work late? Leave earlier. But what if I don't want to wake up? Nope. You know what time you need to leave. Get in the car at 6:30 because the traffic here is crazy. And that's how you get to clinic on time. You get there early and you're not stressed. Do what needs to be done with intention, but not intensity. That changed the game for me. I had some long days, I did. But I came here to work. And that's exactly what happened. And here on my last day, I feel like this was the best week that I've had thus far. So if you travel for work, what kind of things do you find are really helpful for you in preparing, in the practice of being there? Any logistical things, any mindset things? What kind of things have helped you? Excuse me. But seriously, I hope this helped someone. This, like I said, best week ever, and a nice end to my soft September. And I will see you next month for my birthday month. So we will, I'll figure out a nice little series for next month, but it's gonna be good. All right, guys, have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, season, and I'll see you in the next one.